another segment, the Chicago Second City Saint, CM Punk returning to a showdown with Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, obviously coming out in his hometown of Chicago, basically laying the land of his status for WrestleMania and what he's going to be doing heading into the big show and what role he would play, and basically just rattling off the names that he's looking at to be facing. He mentioned Roman Reigns, Drew, Seth, mentioned a plethora of people, a couple podcasts that he he pays attention to, and was kind of figuring out his role. Should I be commentary? What role should I play? And that leads to Drew McIntyre coming out. And these guys have a back and forth for the ages that really was reminiscent of back in the day type promos where they really just let guys go. And these guys digged into each other. Drew basically saying, hey, I was the chosen one, and CM Punk saying, hey, who called you that? And basically alluding to that, which was awesome, because it's like, we can't say Vince McMahon on WWE television anymore, but you know who I'm talking about. So those guys having little zingers back and forth, which lets for Seth to come out as well. What do you guys think about this promo package and CM Punk's ability to come back and just command the crowd in front of his home crowd of Chicago? Drew coming out with his own zingers, Seth Rollins coming out with his own zingers, and I think this is the best that Drew and Seth continually week to week now have looked in their feud building up to WrestleMania. And obviously, going forward, it's going to involve these three guys vying for the title, I believe, which will be smart. But what do you guys think about that segment on Raw?
That was one of the more entertaining segments that I've seen in a very long time. I even went as far to ask in the chat, is this possibly the segment of the year so far? I know some of us didn't get that far, but I definitely believe it's a top segment of the year so far. I mean, I literally think that Triple H grabbed the three of these guys and beforehand and pretty much said, hey, guys, you guys got 15 minutes, and the end goal of this segment is to pretty much announce that CM Punk is going to be the commentating this match at WrestleMania. However you guys get there is up to you. Go. And that's literally what we saw. And like Daniel said, this was so reminiscent of back in the day during the Attitude Era where, like guys, come on. Everybody ain't MJF. Everybody's not John Cena. There are some people that need like scripts to be able to recite lines because they don't have the muscle memory to just remember things. But these three guys, especially you're talking about CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Drew lately, who's been carrying this feud. They definitely have been at their best on the mic when they go off the cuff. And literally, that's literally what it seemed like. It didn't seem scripted at all, and literally just seemed like these guys just went out there, had fun with it. I really do think Punk was trying to get Drew to say Vince McMahon on TV, because you don't say something like that. Who chose you? And like I said in the chat, I can only imagine backstage when he asked that question, "Who chose you?" How many people backstage were just on pins and needles, like, yo, he needs to relax.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
This is 2 weeks before WrestleMania. We don't need that negative publicity right now. Like, don't know. But the segment definitely did what it needed to. I really do love how, like I said, because like it was presented, the whole idea was Punk is going to be the commentating. I like how when Seth Rollins asked the Chicago crowd if he should be the referee, and how the crowd pretty much said, no, fuck the commentary. We want him to referee. Mm-hmm. And then Seth Rollins pointed out his injured arm, and then Punk went down and counted with his other arm. We must show that, like, yeah, I could be the referee, which I kind of think was kind of like, well, you're kind of coming out to say you're going to do commentary. And if you're giving people hope, that showing people that you can be the referee and they want you to be the referee more, that could backfire on you. But then he kind of cleaned up by saying, like, I don't think I should be referee. I won't be an objective referee with these two dipshits. So, which I thought was clever as shit because it made sense. Because he made up for it with that line, because it's true. It's true when you look at this. When you look at the story, especially from Drew's perspective. Mm-hmm. And I just want to add, earlier in the day, Drew McIntyre, I think he went on Instagram and he posted a video of him at Mindy's Bakery, which is the bakery that Punk had talked about during the All Out, which I thought was hilarious. That was pure comedy, because it's like, dude, obviously you heard about the bakery from that promo, and he said that they closed on Monday and Tuesday. So the fact that you still went over there, knowing that shit, just shows how clever that was from Drew's perspective. He's the hardest character right now. But as far as in totality of the segment, the segment, it definitely did what it needed to do, and I really do hope now with this new directive with TKO that we see a lot more of this. When promos are the best, when guys are authentic, when they're real, you can even throw Rock in this category, even with all the profanity. At least you get the sense that like that's legit. That's legit. He's not faking it or phoning it in. And it was a good segment. I was entertained.
Yeah, that thing with Drew had me kind of cracking up, and then the way he's been just conducting himself and just like shitting on Punk this whole time has been great. I don't know if this segment was segment of the year for me. I don't know. I feel like there was just like it was cool to kind of see everybody just kind of do their own thing and just like bring whatever they wanted to the table. But I felt like it was missing like some big interactions or some big shit talking, I guess. I don't know, just like a big point that would have like kind of reeled it all in. Obviously with Drew just kind of going off at Punk like, oh, look, I prayed for all this to happen to you, and you want to do commentary, that's perfect, because then you can call me at say my name as I win the title and everything, so it's like Drew, I think, did a great promo. Punk, I don't know, his little comments, like he said, "Who called you that?" or "Oh, this guy over here, get your ass in the ring." Like, I don't know. I feel like he either just didn't know what to say, or it was just like, let me keep trying to cut him off because he's just...
But see, here's the thing about it: because it was in Chicago, he can get away with it there.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. They're all gonna cheer for him no matter what. Yeah. But I think the segment, did its job. Obviously, getting more people hyped about this match. I really hope Drew gets his moment. I don't know what part Punk is going to play in, or if at all, in like trying to screw someone. I don't know. But I think it definitely is making the match much hotter and elevating it to like, this is a must-see match. Like, this could go either way. Seth could retain. It would suck that Drew misses out on another huge moment in trying to capturing the title. But it's like, if he does, that is his moment, and then you are going to have like Punk there front row watching him win the title. So there's a lot going on in this feud, and I like what they are letting them do on the mic and stuff. So.
All right, so Daniel, before you go, I just wanted to just throw in another comment because Louis, you had mentioned about what the booking could be for the match. So I don't know if you guys saw, but I saw it on social media that apparently during I think it was during Miz and Truth's backstage segment with DIY or with the New Day, that in the background Drew McIntyre was with Paul Heyman.
Was he?
Yeah. It was actually a photo that was going around social media that during that New Day and DIY segment that Paul Heyman and Drew were in the background. One of those foreshadowing camera shots where it's not focused on them, but it's focused on like what's in front. So when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, that's interesting." Now
they have interacted before over the course of this whole storyline here, of course, of when Drew won the Chamber and stuff like that. And they have shown them in interactions a little bit. So if somehow the Bloodline is going to get involved in that, whatever helps Drew get the title, I'm for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm for it at this point. So if he has to be a Paul Heyman guy or get some help from the Bloodline, the very existence that cost him so much pain, it just adds to his character.
Yeah.
It adds to his character. Yeah. It makes him a hypocrite. It makes him hateable. Like, that's the part of it. So if that has to happen for Drew to win the title, I'm fine with that. Overall, this promo, I liked it because CM Punk's energy, and there was a point in time when he kept asking the crowd, I'm like, is he cleared and going to make this a triple threat? That's what I was hoping in the back of my mind. Like, hey, I'm cleared, and I'm going to be in the match. Like there was a point when he was cutting his promo, like I hope that's what it was, but it wasn't. But I just like the fact that all these guys were able to shine. All these guys were able to go in there and hold their own. I like the comments that Drew made when he said, "Hey, you're straight edge. You don't drink. You don't smoke. But every time you're rehab,
that was clever. That was clever.
Like he's on a roll right now, and I love it. CM Punk was able to zing him back, of course, with the chosen comments and egging him on to get in the ring and stuff like that. Seth Rollins coming out and basically saying, "Hey, I hate both you guys," and basically just getting over on himself. That's tough in a place like Chicago, especially when CM Punk is there. But overall, just thought everyone got their shine in this one. Everyone was able to get over. I love the energy all the guys brought. And again, this shows that guys are able to go on the fly. And the worst case scenario is you have situations where it's a bad promo. So I hope going up to other pay-per-views, leading up. Of course, these are more the veteran guys, veteran talkers, veteran guys on the roster that you feel comfortable doing that with. So if this is the blueprint, hey, this is the standard, hopefully that goes going forward in terms of letting people get over organically and say what they want to say. Here are the bullet points, kind of like what Austin said on one of his documentaries. Here's the bullet points, hit these bullet points. However you get there is up to you. And I feel like they should give a lot more credence to the wrestlers on the card, especially WWE, where you think they would have that training, that presentation, that know-how on how to cut a promo, how to deliver it, and get to where they needed to go. And I feel like all three of these guys did that, and I thought that was what made it impactful. And that's good to see. So hopefully that's a blueprint going forward for other feuds, even lower card guys. Like you got to get that experience for those guys to get over. Where we see all these promo packages of them leading up to the ring and stuff like that. I feel like that's good. I'll also practice with that and getting that repetition. So hopefully that's something that can continue to manifest itself for other characters on the roster. But overall, these guys, you got CM Punk, you got Drew, you got Seth. They were able to hold their own, get over with the crowd, create a legendary segment, which was a pretty good segment. Leading into WrestleMania gets us more intrigued. CM Punk is going to be on commentary, which is like, okay, like
I really thought he was going to be the ref.
That's not what I wanted. You know, if he was the ref, that would have been interesting. Yeah. But I guess he's not cleared yet. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure they would have went that route in some capacity. But if he's not cleared and not ready to go, then
especially at this point, because the people are actually demanding it. So
yeah. maybe WrestleMania Backlash in France. Maybe he can maybe he can be the special guest referee. But moving on here to another confrontation on